Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to Arcadia's Fallen. Let's just get right back into it, shall we? We've making decent progress on
So,
interesting
I
objects.
called you all here to talk about what I've discovered.
After you return from your successful heist, you decide to lay low for a bit to recover and go through the evidence you've uncovered. When Anne eventually calls a meeting, you enter her lab to find a place plastered with notes and drawings. The Major's holding a cup of strong-smelling coffee, and her voice seems a tad more on the shrill side than usual.
So,
I have been examining this map we found of the Governor's mansion, and I'm confident in my initial theory that the underground of the mine is in fact a giant seal keeping these demons trapped. The positive news is that the seal is so massive that the damage is only minimal, which is why we've only seen a few demons leak out of the town.
Oh, really?
Really, I think we've encountered, 4 of these things so far? I wouldn't call that minimal. Boy, do I have bad news for you then. The massive scale of the seal suggests that there are many, many more demons lying in wait on the other side, ready to be let loose. Victoria shifts her stance slightly, looking uncomfortable, to say the least.
I just don't understand.
When I told Gunnar that the mining was disrupting the seal, he refused to believe me, but it turns out he had this map proving it all along.
You'd be surprised how many people are able to bend their own reality to pretend they are not doing anything wrong.
He probably thinks this is all some big mage conspiracy. He was trying to get the knights to come and investigate. They won't come. What? Athea and the Paragon himself are determined to keep this under wraps. More knights would complicate this.
I can't believe this.
They can't just turn a blind eye to what's happening here and expect it to go away.
They're not. They're waiting for us to fix it for them.
How does this...
But why take this risk? What are they afraid of?
About that.
I don't know, but I intend to find out. Her tone makes everyone pause, and not even Michael dares comment. That's for me to figure out. And please continue.
that's not all.
So yeah, getting back to our topic, Cadian's idea of fixing the broken part of the seal still seems like our safest bets. But knowing what we do now about the sheer scale of the seal, it's clear that he never had the power needed to repair it. I mean, the entire valley is a part of this huge spell. A single dragon sword isn't gonna cut it. What are you saying? I'm saying you're pretty lucky that a miner interrupted you when you did, because the ritual would never have worked in the first place. Most likely, the sword would have its power sucked out completely, and the spell would have taken your life force with it before Athros knows what to the surrounding area. Instead, it rebounded. It drew its missing energy from another power source. Basically, it sucked through the roots like a straw.
Oh,
The forest.
I don't understand.
What are you talking about?
I see.
A big part of the woods had its life force drained from it all of a sudden. It seemed like it was caused by your ritual. So that's what happens.
That's awful.
Yeah. Kaden gets up and abruptly storms out of the shop. Hey, wait, you just can't. Victoria gets up and to follow, but Michael puts a hand on her shoulder, halting her. Let him go. He needs a moment to let that one settle. Even in this state, he's no fool. He won't get caught again. Victoria shrugs off his hand, but stays put for now.
Look,
You should probably go talk to him later, Lunas. Though, for now, we should probably figure out what to do.
About that.
Right. And what do you suggest? Is there a way to fix the seal this big? It's not going to be easy. I'll still need to study the seal in more detail. I'm certain one thing, though. Whatever ritual we might end up using, it's going to need power. Like, a lot of it. And that's where our dear alchemist friend comes in. What can I do?
So?
I'm ready. Just tell me what to do.
so
I mentioned to you earlier that your spirit locket is quite special. The power it possesses grows stronger every time you seal away another demon, but you haven't yet accessed that power, and I'm starting to understand why. It's missing something, a few key components to connect the mechanism. It's quite odd, actually. It's almost like they used to be there, but have since been removed. I could take a closer look and build the missing pieces, but then we would still need more demons. Exactly. The main issue is a simple lack of power. We need more demons to fuel the spell needed for this.
Got it.
How many?
Let me take a look.
Lunas has already captured 4 demons. One more of the same size as the others might do the trick, though I can make a more precise calculation for you.
So that's how it is.
That won't be needed. We know what we have to do. Victoria's sharp eyes ears in on you, and you swallow. It's clear what has to be
This
done.
is it.
Not bad.
Glad you see it that way.
This is the plan.
The hunt begins in the morning. You better rest up and prepare.
Actually,
I would actually also like a bit of your time soon. There's so much to learn about your locket, and I'm eager to get started. So much for getting some rest. It's right back into the fire for us. The meeting concludes and everyone walks off to do their separate things. There's no sign of Caden.
hear me out.
I'm kind of worried. I think we should go look for him, Lunas. I agreed, I'm worried. He shouldn't be out there alone.
Let's go.
Let's go find him, come on. The forest is ominously quiet at night, and Mime is walking close to you as you step between the dead trees. Eventually, you spot the familiar glow of Caden's markings. He's standing by one of the dead trees, deep in thought. Then he turns around and punches the trunk into cracks, leaving a deep dent in the dry wood. Hey. Maybe you should be the one talking to him. Yes, one person's probably best. I'll just be standing right over here. Whatever protest you had doesn't matter because Mime's already gone. Nothing to do but approach him on your own. Hey, are you okay? You walk up to him carefully.
So,
Hey there, Caden. Are you alright? Caden whips around to face you, visibly startled. Linus, what are you doing? Sorry, I didn't mean for you to see that. What are you even doing out here alone? It isn't safe. Look who's talking.
about that.
Last time I checked, I was in the one of the track record of being caught off guard when we were going off on the road. That's a fair point. So I take it you came all the way out here to check up on me.
I see.
You don't have to do that. I don't want to burden you with my worries. I care.
You see,
I care about you, Caden. I'm concerned about what's happening. You smile gently, and Caden blinks and looks away, flustered.
Huh?
You care for me? Of course. Now tell me what's going on. It's purple. He's purple instead of blue. Caden takes a deep breath and looks around at the dead trees. He looks very pained.
The elders at home always tell me I act too rashly. That I am too emotional when making decisions. And they were right. Look at this mess. The forest was ruined because I wanted to play at being the hero.
You tried
you were
to
just
help.
trying to help, though. No one could have predicted things turning out the way they did.
But it was predicted. Foretold, even. And I am sorry, friend. But I haven't been honest with you. I wasn't sent by my people to solve this. In fact, they forbade me from going, predicting that something like this would happen. And yet, I went anyway.
Can't fault you for not trusting us.
I mean, given what you went through with Goldner,
I can hardly blame you for not trusting us at first.
You are way too forgiving. I deceived you in order to hide my mistakes. But even that failed miserably. The sword is broken. There's no hiding anymore. I never had the right to wield that blade. I took it, thinking the end result would be worth breaking a few rules for. I was arrogant, and this forest paid the price for my foolishness. I cannot return to my people in such disgrace. I honestly don't know what to do from here.
Your choice will impact Caden's path going forward. Move forward and fix your mistakes. Stop caring about what other people think and move forward on your own. Redemption. You move forward and you fix your mistakes.
You can't just keep wallowing in your own self-pity. You made a mistake. Well, so does everyone. But if you want the people at home to forgive you, then you gotta work for it. Be someone they can be proud of. If you want them to accept you.
You are right. Of course you are. I cannot give up now. They say rock bottom is a sturdy foundation. Thank you for making me see that all is not yet lost.
Caden smiles and places a hand on the wounded tree trunk.
I will fix this mistake, one step at a time. I will right these wrongs. Thank you, my friend.
Only friends.
Only friends, huh?
Kane blinks in his glow worms and he looks away awkwardly.
I mean, I don't really know what to say to that. Anyway, I think we should head back now. Mime has been hiding behind that tree for a while now. It must be uncomfortable.
Wait, you knew I was there?
Your appearance isn't exactly nondescript, is it?
Look who's talking.
The three of you return to the shaft and rest.
Mime, about the forest. I'm truly sorry.
Caden, you know I don't blame you for any of that.
But your home, I destroyed it, took it away from you. I can never repent for...
Sure you can. We're all here because we're trying to fix things, right?
Even so, I'm still sorry.
Oh.
Check out the flower shop. You approach Anne, who's looking deep in thought, poking around at the broken sword while Caden watches over her nervously.
Please tell me you are being careful with it. Some of those tools look rather sharp.
I am being as careful as one can be with an audience breathing down their neck.
Sorry, but can you really blame me? You are handling my people's heritage like it is a piece of scrap metal.
Right now, that's all it's good for, isn't it? I'm trying to salvage what I can, but unless you give me the room to work and fix it, the sword will stay broken and useless.
Things can have a value even if they are broken. You know?
No, they can't.
Am I interrupting something?
So...
Well, if that's a tense atmosphere if I ever seen one, and I am interrupting something. You're only interrupting the Outlander breathing down my neck.
Look.
I am simply concerned. Lunas, won't you keep an eye on her and make sure she doesn't go overboard with those tools of hers? I'm sure she'll be careful.
About that...
Won't you? You shoot the mage a look and she sighs, pinching the bridge of her nose with her gloved hands. Yes, I promise. Now let's get down to business. Since you're here, I might as well go through all of what I've discovered so far. Mad scientist warning.
So,
Should I be concerned about how excited you are? You're not gonna raise some undead dragon army to take over the world, are you? You're nearly not creative enough. So Caden's definitely not lying when he says this is a powerful magic artifact. The material used is unlike anything I've seen before. It's almost as if it's alive, pulsing with tremendous power. Could this be the power source for your research?
I wonder.
That sounds like the type of power source you're searching for. That's a good yes?
Actually,
Yes and no. This is the effect I'm aiming for, but I don't need to dig much deeper to know whether whatever school of magic created this. It isn't one that... But I don't need to dig much deeper to know that whatever school of magic created this, it isn't one that's allowed among the 4 classes of the academy. I'm more likely to be executed than promoted were I to present this to them.
How does this...
I honestly do not understand the human politics surrounding magic. For the purposes of the current predicament, though, it might prove to be plenty useful. I've studied the map of the mines we found in the mansion, and I'm confident that my initial theory holds true. The seal we are trying to fix is much larger than any of us could have predicted. The sword itself, despite its power, wasn't enough to fix it. So even if I managed to fix the sword, it still wouldn't be enough to solve its problem. I'm sensing a butt here. By your tone of voice, I'm sensing you found another way.
I may have found a way to solve this issue, but our fussy Outlander friend is not going to like it.
What?
The sword in itself is not powerful enough, but if we were to combine it with the spirit locket and tap into the power of the demons you have sealed away, maybe even add a few more, I think that just might be enough. I would have to destroy the remains of the sword to repurpose it into a suitable component to fit the locket. I'm fairly sure I won't be able to... should I put it back in the way it was when we're done?
You're going to destroy it? Absolutely not. No way.
I told you you weren't going to like it.
Look, I do not care anyway. I feel like either way works better. The less I work on this thing, the better, honestly. We could just use more demon spirits instead of relying on the sword. Would have to capture those demons, of course, and make sure our alchemist isn't killed in the process. Caden looks away in silence. The sword would put us ahead, and I was under the impression we were under a strict time schedule, so... What do you think? Caden sighs and looks at you. Your choice will impact Caden's path. I want to say we should use the sword, but I'm gonna say I can't make that decision for you.
About that...
The sword is yours, Caden. I can't possibly understand what it means to you or your people. The decision is yours to make. Anne looks away. Caden seems startled by your answer.
Why would you...
I'm surprised you would trust me with such a decision. Anne does make a valid point. It would stop this unspeakable evil from spreading, and I suppose the sword does serve a better purpose in our hands. Just please allow me to continue witnessing the process. Well, fine, as long as you don't get in my way. Actually, this might work out brilliantly. I can't reach half the stuff back here because Quinn stacked it so high, but you, my tall friend, just been promoted to lab assistant. What? Have fun. Well, that's my cue to get out of here before assistant is promoted to guinea pig. Have fun, Caden.
What?
Wait, don't leave me with... You can start by fetching me the vials from the top shelf. Careful, it'll burn off your skin if you get it on you. Mercy.
To hide behind a smile. It's such an odd topsider phrase. I never quite understood it. But I think I might get it now.
Pardon?
There are those among my people who wish to hide the glow of their markings, not to stay hidden, but to hide certain emotions they might not want others to see. Hiding your light takes years of practice. So, some instead burn brighter, latching onto one specific emotion and using that light to obfuscate whatever might really be there. To hide behind a smile. It's interesting to know topsiders do the same thing.
I feel oddly attacked right now.
To the market. You want to talk to Caden, but you can't find him at Anne's, and he isn't at the shop either. It's getting dark, so you search the town for him. The town square is empty, so you walk and continue on. You don't get that far before two guys walk up to you, intimidating sneers on their faces.
Hey, you!
Well, if it isn't the alchemist. Got some gal showing yourself out here after all the trouble you caused. Breaking and entering at the boss's estates. Stealing from us workers.
You'll pay for that!
We're not getting paid this month thanks to your little stunt. Why would I do that?
Actually...
Take a moment and think. Why would I steal anything from you? Everyone needs coin. Everyone knows you and the boss had rows because he's working to put your magic book back in your place. Stealing the workers' salary is low even for your kind. So we think it's only fair you get your share of some of our pain. They close in on you. You know what? Fight back. You square your shoulders, fire in your eyes as you face off against the mine workers. But you are a noodle-armed alchemist, and once the first guy swings his fist, you barely see it coming before it connects with your face and you see stars. You land on the ground, and with a pained yell, your whole face feels like a ringing bell, and you can taste blood running down your split lip. Puny potion maker can't even handle a pat on the head. My turn, then. You instinctively curl up waiting for another strike, but when the blow lands, it is on. Hi. What the hell? You squeeze your eyes open to see the two mine workers fall. Above them stands a large shape, hard to make out in the dark. Your vision is still swirling, but you feel them help you upright, a cold hand on your face, tilting your head this way and that to look at you at the probably massive bruise forming.
Talk to me. How are you feeling?
You blink in surprise, your vision swimming into focus, a familiar but glowless face. Thank you for saving me.
Thank you.
You really saved me there. Caden's face is devoid of any emotion. Didn't save you from getting hit. The lip is bleeding. There's something off about him. The glow from his marking is dimmed to the point of not being there, and his voice is dull, like he isn't quite there either.
Look.
It isn't safe here. Let's get back to the shop. You don't argue with him as he guides you back down the streets. He doesn't speak another word the entire work. I think with him dulling his markings, it's him trying to distance himself from the emotions he's trying to feel right now. He leads you back to the safety of the shop. It's quiet. Everyone's already retired for the night. As soon as you're inside and the door behind you is safely closed, Caden lets out a relieved sigh and you watch, stunned, as the color slowly bleeds back into the color of his skin. He winces as if it's painful. Do you need anything? Just say the word and I'll get you a potion. That's very kind of you, but I just need a moment.
Look.
I don't use my training as a night walker often. However, you were in danger and I wouldn't have been much help to you if they noticed me. So, what exactly is a night walker?
Tell me about...
Well...
They are a special group of warriors trained to protect the mountains from danger. They tend to do that by staying hidden and gathering information. They get their name because one of their key skills is to be able to hide the glow of their inner light. For an Illuma, I keep butchering how to pronounce that. That is a rather unsettling skill to possess. Our understanding of emotion is tied to the glow just as much as facial expression or tone of voice. In order to turn off the light, you need to feel nothing. Yes, I was right about that. That sounds useful.
About that.
I agree.
It is. There's much respect for the Nightwalkers, for their sacrifice.
Once you are in that state, it is like a void. And in order to get your glow back, you must reconnect with your emotions. But if you spend your days in the dark for too long, one can forget the things that make you feel. It is not sadness, not anger, just an absence of emotion. And it is a very frustrating thing to not be able to remember what made you happy, what made you sad. I've been in that place. It took everything in me to return, and once I did, I quit my training. I was too frightened to go back to that place.
So, what were you doing outside?
What do you mean?
It's dangerous with Goldner's men wandering about.
Really?
I should be asking you that. I at least have some means to defend myself, but you? What would you even have done if I had not shown up when I did? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to become a bother to
Well,
you. You're not. I would happily mean. When I saw that guy hit you, you could never become a burden to me. I've been observing the streets at night for a while now to keep track of Goldner's men. I want to find some way to be useful to our cause now that the sword is broken, together with our original plan. So far I've learned nothing useful. Does Victoria know about the hiding?
So...
About you sneaking around at night? I'll take that as a no then. I don't have any more questions. You remain silent, and Caden sighs, running a hand through his hair.
look,
I know these nightly activities are risky, but I couldn't just stay here and do nothing. Now that Anne has taken the sword, the only useful thing I'm capable of is scouting in the dark, but it appears I can't even do that much.
a true Nightwalker would have been more useful, but I am not that.
Sudden feeling washes over you as you observe Cain struggle with this. See, I have feelings for Caden. I do feel close to him. You feel a warmth spread in your chest. I wouldn't want anyone else.
About that...
Caden, I don't care what you think. I am incredibly grateful to have you here, and I wouldn't change you for the world. Caden blinks, clearly taken aback by your confession, and he looks away, hiding his face from you with his hair.
It's appreciated.
That is very kind of you to say. I might have lost my head a little there. Sorry. It's late. Caden steps closer to you, and you pause when he runs a hand through your hair, smiling gently.
Thank you.
Thank you for finding me tonight. Good night. He leaves, and getting ready. After getting your rapidly beating heart under control, you head to bed.
You know, when I first saw you, you seemed rather intimidating. Almost like a taller Victoria.
Oh, really? That's quite a compliment. Victoria is a formidable warrior.
Yeah, well, I realized quickly that you're nothing like her. You seem tough on the outside, but one can't scratch the surface much before realizing you're quite soft.
I'm soft?
Like a big, glowing jellyfish.
Let's go to the flower shop again, I suppose. Anne's workshop is startlingly quiet when you return. You find the mage not busily welding together new metals, but instead leaning against her desk, reading what appears to be a letter. What you reading? Oh, Lunas, I didn't notice you come in.
It's a letter from my brother, informing me that one of my father's associates has gotten a permit for a court mage, and insinuates quite heavily that I should give up my foolish endeavor and come settle down.
She folds up the letter and throws it on the table dismissively.
He's an idiot if he thinks I'd settle for a life as a pathetic court jester. But you've got to admire his tenacity. I didn't think his couriers would be able to find me all the way out here.
Court jester?
What do you mean?
So,
You know how towns have to qualify in some way to be allowed to have a mage move in? Well, some noble families get tired of their offspring ending up all over the empire, so they rig the rules so that big estates or courts could qualify as a town too. So mage children from noble houses go to the academy to learn pretty illusion magic, and then return home to live off their family's wealth as entertainment. Why would I ever want that for myself? Spending the rest of my life humoring a bunch of corrupt nobles. What a joke. So what about your father's associates?
Tell me about...
When you frame it like that, it sounds rather sketchy. That's because it is. I love my father dearly, but I'm not a fan of how he uses our family's power to bend the rules to his will. Your family's wealth?
Really?
Your family is wealthy.
my excessively long name didn't give that away?
The Hoffland family is one of the oldest noble lines in Erodrosa. It's no use to me, however. I escaped the circus when my mage abilities were discovered, much to my family's chagrin. So what about your brother?
Huh?
You have a brother?
Actually...
2. Older brothers, both of them. We don't get to see each other much for obvious reasons, but Marcus likes to write to me to keep me up to date on the Hoffland's family latest shenanigans. What are your brothers like?
I wonder.
So...
Orion is the eldest. He has been following my father's footsteps into politics, but honestly I don't think it suits him. He's too gentle for that type of work. It doesn't matter though, since he's the heir and he's going to be set for life no matter how his political career goes. He got married last spring. I never met his wife, but Marcus writes that she's sweet, so I'm happy for him. Marcus is different. Easily excitable, but with the attention span of a small fish. My father's a patient man, but even he's growing tired of Marcus never skiing with anything for more than a day. The one thing that does keep his interest, though, is keeping in touch with me, which I appreciate. Tell me about your parents. Don't they write to you as well?
So...
My father is too busy playing politics to spend much time on family matters. He does send the occasional extravagant gift as his way to mend the tear. She chuckles and taps the gemstone brooch holding her tie together. My mother and I have a complex relationship. We don't talk much. So, your father is involved in politics?
Tell me about...
It's his passion. The Hoffland family has always been held high standing among the elites of Etrodas, but my father's ideals have been shaping the entire region for a generation now. Etrodas has a history of being rather conservative in its views on magic. My father changed it, tipping the scales towards a more open approach. He's done an amazing work, so I excuse him for being a rather absent parent in my life. He would never have been happy if he had to put that part of his life behind him. You have your own lobbyists.
Well,
think of it this way: you have your very own insider in the government. Maybe you can have him cut mages a bit of slack for you, eh? If it were that easy to get anything done in politics, the world would be a very different place. I suppose it's very true. Your brother cares.
That's great.
It sounds to me like you have a loving family who cares about your future a lot. I know. Which is why I'm more frustrated than mad at Marcus writing to me, really. I know he's just trying to look out for me, but he's doing it according to his ideals, not mine. Despite his efforts, that's the one thing that will always separate us. The fact that I went to the academy and have experienced life as a mage when they have not.
It's just...
They'll never understand. They can't. In a way, I think you understand me better than they do. We might not see eye to eye on the same things, but you have at least experienced the same as I have, and have chosen to support me even if you don't agree. That means a lot to me. I'm glad you're my friends.
I'm glad.
I want to be your friends. Friend, huh? She tastes the word like it's almost foreign in her mouth. I never had a whole bunch of those, but for you, I think I can make an exception. So come on now, friend of mine. I need an assistant for some heavy lifting, and I think you're just volunteered. Sure. I think I can do that, no problem. Probably. You spend the next hour helping her move stuff around the workshop.
So, you brought the alchemist back to life and somehow linked your souls together in the process? How?
Mostly by accident, really. I was trying to help and it just sorta happened.
Fascinating. If I wasn't preoccupied with my current project, then looking into this spirit resurrection could be another viable option. I'm certain plenty of high-ranking nobles would be interested in procuring such research. However, I suppose the side effects might be too much, even for them.
Side effects? Oh, wait, you're talking about me? Gotcha.
Visit Elizabeth.
Welcome back.
What can I help you with?
So,
I see.
Do I have any new recipes? Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Hmm?
That's helpful.
I'll be all...
Very well. So you lied to us.
I'm sorry for the deception. I did not have my people's blessing to come here. But everything else that I have told you about the seal and the artifact has been the truth.
Why would the Outlanders want to keep this a secret?
We do not meddle in the world, topside. Our elders believe the mountains will keep us safe from the Empire. But I disagree. The demons don't see borders. If we don't stop this disaster at the root, then eventually, my home will get wrapped up in the conflict as well.
So, you disobeyed orders.
You judge me? I was under the impression that you had been cast out from your original order as well.
You and I are nothing alike.
Look for demons with Victoria and Michael. Victoria is already waiting for you in my aim when you leave the alchemy shop, and she gives you a curt nod when you approach.
Are you two ready?
As ready as someone can ever be going on a demon hunt. How are we gonna find them? So far we just stumbled upon them in town.
About that.
Normally we ask around. Demons have a habit of leaving a trail. But given how anxious townsfolk are, we better start with simply patrolling the area. If a demon's nearby, either you or I should be able to pick up on it.
Okay.
Gotcha. Well, let's go on patrol duty then.
Mind if I tag along?
Michael comes out of the shop wearing his usual lazy grin, and Victoria glares at him suspiciously.
Michael, I swear.
Just what are you planning? Nothing too nefarious. dangerous, I can assure you. I just thought I might... Oh my god, jeez. I swear it's this music making me sleepy. I just thought I might lend a hand and sate my curiosity on how a former demon huntress works.
You could call it a personal interest for self-preservation.
If I tell you no, then you're just gonna follow us around anyways, correct?
Sure thing.
You know me so well.
Fine.
Fine, stick around where I can see you.
I see.
Nothing out of the ordinary here. Nothing here either. Everything is normal. Ugh. Maybe you should take a break.
So
So tired.
I can't believe this.
Seems like our early run-in with Ronan has made the remaining demons cautious. They won't just mindlessly attack like before, leaving us without any leads.
Really?
You think Ronan and the demons might be working together? That sounds really dangerous.
Look,
I never experienced demons working together. I have never experienced demons working together. They are vengeful creatures only out to fulfill their own sick desires.
Oh, really?
Shows just how much you know about spirits, then. Explain yourself, mage.
Look,
Demon is just the term we in the Empire use to describe a spirit that has lost its way and become distorted. There are, however, many types of spirits in the world, many who work alone and some who don't. Tell me more, please.
I wonder.
thank you.
You see, spirits can genuinely be divided into 4 different types. First, we have our common nature spirits. They vary in sizes, but are usually connected to things like old trees or large bodies of water. Then there are the Fae, simple creatures, quite reclusive, since the Empire once hunted them down to almost extinction. Mirages are quite interesting. They are beings created by powerful emotions. They are rarely powerful and don't possess much agency or will, but the more stubborn ones have a tendency to latch on to the place near of their birth. Like an echo lingering in place is of great happiness or sadness. And finally we have ghosts, the spirits of mortals. The spirits of mortals persist in this world for various reasons. Given the number and the style of our interactions with them so far, I would guess the demons we've encountering at the moment used to be ghosts.
I can't believe this.
It's absurd. We'll know if a group of humans had been trapped underground like this.
Look,
I never said it had to be human ghosts.
Are you sure?
Creepy. This is ridiculous. Such fairy tales will not help our situation. Do with the information whatever you will. My point was simply that if my theory is correct and these demon spirits are connected, if they die together, say an army or a family, well, there's a good reason to believe that they're working together toward a common goal.
So that's how it is.
And what goal would that be? Not a clue.
Of all the...
You are the worst. We need more information.
So,
There's still so much we don't know. We need more information.
if you want information about obscure old legends and the occult, I've got just the guy in mind.
I find that highly suspicious.
But do you have much of an option?
The tavern is fairly empty so early in the day.
I swear, Michael, if you brought us here to get drunk, I will...
What is this, Michael? Back for another story?
A strange man walks up to your group, his thick round glasses gleaming in the candlelight as he glares pointedly at Michael. He seems familiar to you.
I might be. We're in a bit of a predicament, and I believe you have just the hints we need to move forward.
Wasn't this the bar from chapter 1?
You know the rules. No spoilers.
You're that bard.
Oh, I remember you. You're the bard who was telling stories to the kids in the town square.
Ah, yes. I remember you seem to be quite enthralled yourself. I appreciate an attentive audience. I believe we have not yet been introduced. My apologies. You may call me Rune. I am a bard who lives to tell stories, and tells stories to make a living.
The Guild of Bards is an ancient group of performers and storytellers. They guard over many of this world's greatest secrets. Getting them to tell those secrets is the tricky part.
Every story can be told. For a price.
You don't happen to have any stories about this area?
Of Anemone Valley? Quite a few, actually. But from the way you ask, I suspect you are referring to something a little more specific.
Demons.
Rune raises a brow, glancing Michael's way.
I see.
Are you able to help us?
I think I know what you're looking for. But are you willing to pay?
I'm sure we can work something out, 'cause...
We don't have a lot of money, but I'm sure we can work something out.
Spoken like a true diplomat. You're an alchemist, right? What about a potion in return for a story? I used to know this alchemist in another city who made a glasses polishing remedy that would last all day. No smudges, just clear eyesight. I am all out and won't be going back for quite a while. Bring me something like that, and I'll share my knowledge.
The bard leaves and Victoria sighs, crossing her arms over her chest.
I can't believe this.
Guess we'll have to drop by Elizabeth for this. How troublesome. Are you complying with his requests without objections? I've seen you shake down far less erratic personalities for information. How come?
About that.
I'm kind of curious as that as well. I was so sure you were gonna draw your sword out on him.
I don't handle every interaction with violence.
Maybe not every interaction, but be pretty close to a good 50-50 average, I would say. Victoria glares at you darkly.
About that.
I'm not so foolish as to antagonize the Guild of Bards.
How curious.
Huh, I didn't take you for a superstitious type.
So...
It has nothing to do with being superstitious. It is well known fact that you play by the rules of those protected by the patrons of the art, or you face the consequences.
That seems odd.
I'm so confused. What are you guys talking about? The patron of storytellers, the nightingale, an old god who is known to be rather mischievous toward those who wronged changes. Once a farmer in my hometown refused to let a traveling bard seek shelter for him the night in his barn. A week later, his fields flooded, the barn burned down, and the road he used to reach a village was mysteriously overtaken by dandelions. The accident only stopped after he sent and made the proper sacrifice, asking for forgiveness and for his wrongdoing. Confidence?
Well...
Those could all have just been coincidences, though, right? Right, you believe that. I'm not about to put that to the test.
Well, isn't this neat?
I for one find it very encouraging that even a knight of the Empire respects the wrath of the old gods. It makes sense you seem less like a military drone and more like an actual person.
Michael, I swear.
Sod off. Let's move on. Guess you're making a potion.
I didn't think you'd be superstitious, Victoria. That's rather disappointing.
if you're talking about the fact that I trust Rune because he's a bard, that has nothing to do with superstition. Just common sense.
It's not common sense to trust the words of a complete stranger.
You trusted me, didn't you?
Well, that's different. You're a knight.
And I trust Rune because he's a bard. It's that simple.
With that, I'm actually going to save this here. And I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives. And may the stars forever guide your path, forever it might lead you into the future. Bye-bye, everybody, and see you next time.